filming from the booth of Cryptozoic, GenCon 2016. I'm here with Deacon, who is going to tell us about Internal Affairs, a small card game that seems to be based on a movie that I like very much, a Hong Kong movie that came out a couple of years ago and later was also remade by Martin Scorsese. It's about the police and the triad both sending infiltrators to the opposing organization.
Well, you've just gone ahead and explained the game for me perfectly, because that's basically the game.
Excellent.
So what you have here is a hidden roll game where you actually get 3 roll cards. In this case, I have drawn 2 police moles and a triad mole. At the beginning of the game, you are handed these. You place them face down in front of you. Now, what's interesting about this game, however, is you can sometimes randomly be given a new one and have to pass around the corner. So I might have started as this, but then I might have to get that in there. And then I am truly a police mole. But then I might later on swap around. Of course, I keep drawing the same guys, swap into here, and then I become a triad mole because the cards can rotate around the table.
So if you had 2 out of 3, you are that kind of mole, like?
Correct.
Okay.
Or 3 out of 3.
Or 3 out of 3, yes.
So at the very beginning of the game, you get those 3, you put them face down. You are also given at the very beginning of the game 5 code cards. These are cards with the number 1 through 15 on them, and there's at least 3 of each of those cards. So you use those cards, and again, I'm going to show you face up, but it's actually face down that you do this. You go ahead and create a code from that in numerical order. So that numerical order is now your code. So technically, I would play these face down, so I am a 6, a 7, and a 13. Remember that, 6, 7, 13. So you would then, on your turn, play a code card against me. So you might play the 11, and you have to say, all right, Deacon, where does this go? And I have to put this inside my area, in one area. And then you would be able to guess, hey, which one is... I think this one's a 13. And if you're right, I have to flip it over, and I have to flip over one of my identity cards. As soon as someone has fully flipped over both of the identity cards that make them who they are, that is considered outed. And once a player is outed, that's almost that team losing. Once 2 of the same team are outed, the game is over and that team has lost. So, where this becomes interesting, however, is you don't just have code cards, you have action cards. So, I can go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and switch this identity card with you and take one of yours. Oh no, I'm even more that way, but you don't know. You can also steal from someone else's hand. You can do the ID cards around the table like I just showed you. There's also reactions, which I think are the most fun part about the game. So let's say that you're asking about my code card right here. And then you say, hey Deacon, is this a 13? Then I go ahead and say, I point at someone else and they have to answer instead of me. Now, this might not have been a 13, but it's all about the collusion and intrigue and mistrust. So it's actually a 10. But because you asked me a 13, you might ask me again later because I was trying to dodge the question. And that's Internal Affairs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It seems fast and quick. How many players typically?
It's 2 to 8, but it does definitely play better at 5 to 8.
Yeah, it
because
sounds like,
the 2 to 8, the 2 to 4 player game, you have a little bit less. It's more about just the code breaking and not about trying to figure out who's who.
Yeah, it sounds like the emphasis would change based on a number of players. Infernal Affair, is it available now for the general market?
Right now. It came out on Wednesday.
You can stop by GenCon 2016 to try it out here, or you can order it online, I guess?
Online or on your brick and mortar store.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much, too.